Hello YouTube, I'm Guernsey and this is Hot Dog Bush. This is one of my absolute favourite flash games from when I was a teenager, and I'm going to play it here for all of you today. So let's crack straight on so I can just get straight into talking. We're going to be starting off with career mode. So I haven't got the opening credits on this, but basically what this is after George Bush finished his presidency, he no longer had a job, so he had to go and work as a hot dog salesman and start up a hot dog vending business in this level set in the Bronx. There's 5 different levels that I'm going to play with one part at a time because they take about maybe 15-20 minutes each. There's 5 parts to each, so I'll probably get one for each day of the week. And the basic gist is you have to serve hot dogs to the general public to make money because you're poor. There's a pretty easy premise at this point in the game. You've just got your hot dogs and your ketchup. But as the game progresses, we'll get more and more things to serve to the people, and it'll get a little bit harder. It's because it's basically a micromanagement game. Which reminds me, I've got to play Papers, Please at some point. It's basically testing how well you organise the resources that you've got. Which I'm really, really bad at, especially when I'm talking on YouTube. I'm very, very bad at concentrating on how much I've got left and how much I'm going to need in relation to that. You also have to pay attention to who came in first, because as they are waiting, they get angry. And if they get too angry, they'll leave without taking their hot dog and without giving you any money. You also have to think about what's easiest. For example, later on in the game, they'll start to want more than one item each. And sometimes if you've got more than one thing cooking and you have to wait, it's easier to give someone who's been there longer something smaller and give someone who's only wanting one thing the one thing. You'll see what I mean later on anyway in a few minutes, because we'll be getting to that quite soon. But yeah, this game came out a while back. It's got to have been maybe 8 years or so, 6 to 8 years I'd say, since this came out, because I was playing it in school. And definitely before my last year in school, and I'm 22 now. In England, we leave school at 16. So that's at least 6 years. And like I said, I've definitely been playing this since before my last year at school. This was something. This is a game that I'd play at school as well. I used to go to the library and just play this in the library. And I still feel kind of bad admitting that, but no one cares. No one cares. Kids, don't do that. Stay in school, pay attention. It's really important, honestly. And I'd have fond memories of this game, even though it wasn't the best period in my life. And I'm by no means saying that I had a bad childhood. I had a wonderful childhood. Everyone in my life supports me and supported me then, and I've never really faced any major tragedies. But still, at that time, I wasn't really comfortable with how my life was being played out, in that it was following a preset path that I had nothing to do with. All I knew was that I wanted to go to university and study art, and I knew how to get there, but it was going to take a long time. It was going to take 5 years from the point that I'm talking about, and I knew that I could do it. I knew that I had the mental capacity and ability to do it. So for me, it was like I spent 4 or 5 years of my life sitting and waiting to go somewhere else, and that really wasn't cool for me. That did not make me happy. So I would play video games to literally pass the time, to pass the years, waiting to go and do what I wanted to do with my life. And this was one of the ones I used to do it. I make it sound like a pretty awful time, and at the time it was. And like all things, time gives you perspective on what's really happening. And looking back at it now, I was comfortable, I was provided for, and I was encouraged. So it's not like I was in any great danger or anything. I was just really, really bored. For those of you who've ever been literally bored for 5 years, then you might understand where I'm coming from. And I understand a lot more now, but I didn't then. People talking about how school was like the highlight of their life, about how they wish they could go back. And I'm always like, oh, why on earth would you go back to that time? It was so boring and bad. And then I realised for some people it really was a better time because they weren't looking forward 5 years. They were living in the time, and really I probably should have been doing that too. But I don't regret it. I love where I am now. I'm very, very happy. I'm finally out of university. I've got a job and I'm in control of how much work I do and how much I work towards my own destiny. And that's a really nice place. That's a really nice position to be in. It's hard work. I have to keep up a day job and do all of my sort of household things and keep healthy and all of that stuff. But that's just normal. I've waited for that my entire life and I love it. So happy just living a life where I get to choose what I do and don't do. And speaking of which, I chose to start a YouTube channel. Judge me as you will. It was something I've wanted to do for almost as long as the time period I've just been mentioned, but again, it's something I couldn't do because I didn't want to start it. When I originally wanted to start it, I was with my partner, and it was about 6 months before I wanted to come. I was set to go to university. I had my place, I had my flat, I was all ready to go. And suddenly everyone was talking about starting a YouTube channel, and they wanted me to get in on it. I was really enthusiastic about it, but I was like, I can't. I have stuff to do. I've got places to go, and I don't want to get into a situation where I'm committed to one or the other so much that I can't do the other. Definitely didn't want to have worked so hard to get to university and then start slacking off to do a YouTube channel. So I stayed out of it, and as it happens, they didn't make it anyway without me. They didn't make a single video, I don't think. Here we go, we've got a little thief there, that'll happen. I miss my hot dog as well. So I waited, and now I've got all the time in the world. I can play whatever games I want. I can adhere to my own schedule, and if I want to stop doing it, I can. And that's always, the escape plan is always big for me. Always got to have that escape plan. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. So yeah, I'm by no means complaining about my life. I've had a great life. I've been faced with the struggles that 99% of the population have. But that's just a little background on what these sorts of games meant to me at the time. And this may be oversharing as well, but to talk about why I rekindled this interest anyway to get into the YouTube videos. This is recorded on the 25th of March 2015 for any of you who might be watching this in the future. Good God, what are you doing here? No, I'm just kidding. Some of you who are around now, or were around now, may know that in the past few months a few things have happened around the video games on YouTube kind of scene. I'm not going to go too much into what those are. Google it. But yes, some things happened, and they basically re-inspired me, because I've always said, okay, I'll do it, but I need better equipment. I'll do it, but I'm not pretty enough, so I'll wait until I'm a bit prettier. I'll do it, but I've got a job right now, I don't have time. And all these things happened, and finally I just looked at my life and I said, no, let's just do it. I bought a cheap headset. You can probably tell it's a cheap headset by the sound quality on these things. Oh yeah, I know. I bought a cheap headset, I bought fraps. I already had a bunch of games sitting around that I hadn't played, and obviously this is a free online game. And I said, okay, let's go. So I did. Like literally yesterday, I picked up all of the things. I had a day off work, and I just said, okay, do it. So whether or not this works out, I don't know if you're enjoying this. I really hope you are. But it's basically just a chick blabbing about her life while playing an online flash game. Then great, job done. But if it doesn't work out, at least I gave it a go. At least I stopped beating around the bush and actually got out there and did it. So, and I think that's more than a lot of people can say. if you are watching this in the future and you're there and you're thinking, oh wow, I really want to do that, I still haven't done it, I'm still sitting around making excuses, then stop it. Just go and do it. It cost me about 30 quid, which is about $50, I think, to actually set this up and do it. You can probably do it for cheaper. If you're a gamer, you probably already have a headset. The only reason I'm not using the one I already had was because it was worse than this, and I did want to have a certain standard before I got into it. But you don't have to. Pick up your gaming headset, use the microphone on your computer if you have to, find a game. I don't even have a capture card, you know. I can't afford a capture card right now, so I can't play Xbox games or console games. I'm limited to Steam. But then Steam is the cheapest way of getting games out there at the moment. You can get a game for like 50p on Steam sometimes just because of their sales. And I bet many of you already have games. And again, this is a free online game. You know, this didn't cost me anything. So just, yeah, if you really want to, then you should stop making excuses and just do it. And it may not be any good, and you may not get famous or rich or popular, but you'll know then, and you'll know that you've tried. And you might even make a few people happy. I know a lot of YouTube out there, a lot of YouTubers out there are making people happy daily. People with millions of subscribers, and people log into their YouTube accounts and to watch them every single day and to see what they come up with. And maybe you can make someone that happy someday too. I sure hope I can. I sure hope that some mad teenager goes back looking through these archives in 3 or 4 years' time and goes, oh, so that's how it all started. Wow, she really sucked, but hey, she got better. Okay, so you can see here already that what I was talking about before has already started to happen. We're starting to get a lot more depth to the game, a lot more items, and there's even more items to come, although not so many now. We've got the burgers, we've got the fries, we've got the Coke, the whatever this is, lemonade. And we're already having to really think about how we manage our resources. And we're also having to pay attention to all the people in case we get a thief or in case someone is super unhappy. So yeah, you can really see how all this starts to come together as a game. And this is still only the first level. This is level 1, and I don't know, are we on day 5 yet? I've really not been paying attention, I've just been sort of going through the motions. Yeah, so that was day 5 as well. So that's the end of level 1. I know. Yeah, that's the end of level 1. The next level will be the Yankee Stadium, although I'll be playing that in the next part. If you liked what you saw here today, then please like it. Hit that like button, press subscribe, get all the help that I can get, I will take. I really, really hope you enjoyed this. I really do, and I hope that I can keep doing more videos like this. Definitely going to be finishing Hot Dog Bush for you. So, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye!